the most powerful man in the world, stood over her body. He had conquered Egypt. He had destroyed her fleet. He had killed her lover. And now, Cleopatra was dead. He tried to revive her. He brought in specialists. He ordered snake charmers to draw out the venom. Nothing worked. Augustus Caesar, the man who controlled half the known world, had been outsmarted by a woman who was already dying. What exactly did she do to escape him? Why did the most powerful empire in history fail to find her tomb? And why, 2,000 years later, is her grave still missing? Stay until the end. The death that defeated an empire. The woman who buried herself in secret. The tomb that may lie beneath the sea. For 2,000 years, historians have searched for the grave of Egypt's last queen. Roman emperors wanted it. Victorian archaeologists wanted it. But in 2022, something changed. A tunnel, carved by hand through solid rock. August 12th, 30 BC. Alexandria, Egypt. Octavian had just completed the greatest military conquest of his career. Egypt was his. The Mediterranean was his. The world was his. There was only one problem. Cleopatra was still alive. He needed her. Not dead. Alive. For months, Octavian had been planning his triumphal procession through Rome. The greatest celebration the empire had ever seen. And at the center of it, in chains, in humiliation, would be Cleopatra VII, Queen of Egypt. The ancient historian Cassius Dio records, she would add brilliance to his triumph. She was the trophy, the proof that Rome had conquered the unconquerable. Octavian sent messages. He made promises. He assigned guards to watch her every move. She had seen what Rome did to its enemies. The fate of Vercingetorix, the Gallic chieftain paraded through Rome, strangled in his cell after Caesar's triumph. She would not give Octavian that satisfaction. On August 12th, 30 BC, 11 days after the death of Mark Antony, Cleopatra dismissed her guards, locked herself in her tomb, and died. The lock, the darkness, the silence. When Octavian received the news, ancient sources record he was astounded. He rushed to her body. He brought in physicians, snake charmers. Nothing worked. Cassius Dio writes, his grief was entirely selfish. He felt as if he had been deprived of all the glory of his victory. At his triumph in Rome, Octavian was forced to carry a painted effigy of Cleopatra, with a snake coiled around her arm. Because the real Cleopatra had escaped him. But how exactly did she die? The answer is far stranger than the legend. The asp, the basket of figs. The snake smuggled past Roman guards. For 2,000 years, this has been the story. It is almost certainly wrong. Modern medical analysis presents a fundamental problem with the snake theory. North African cobra venom causes severe pain, massive swelling, and visible hemorrhaging. Yet Roman soldiers found her body with only slight, indistinct puncture marks. No swelling, no disfigurement. Her body appeared, according to witnesses, almost peaceful. There is a second problem. To kill 3 adults rapidly, the snake would need to be at least 5 to 6 feet long. The leading alternative theory, a hollow hairpin, or a poisoned comb. The Ptolemaic royal house maintained extensive knowledge of fast-acting toxins. Cleopatra herself was documented to have tested poisons on condemned prisoners, studying which caused the least painful death. She had spent years preparing for this moment. But there is something even more important than how she died. Where is she buried? Roman historians confirm she was buried with Mark Antony in a grand tomb. Augustus himself viewed her body there before the burial. He knew exactly where the tomb was. And then, it disappeared. No Roman emperor ever recorded visiting it after Augustus. No ancient map marks it. No Roman chronicle records its location. Within 1 generation of her death, the location of the most famous tomb simply gone. Unless Cleopatra had planned that too. In 1998, a criminal lawyer from the Dominican Republic read everything ever written about Cleopatra's tomb. Her name was Kathleen Martinez. She had graduated law school at 19. She had never stopped being obsessed with ancient Egypt. She did what any good criminal lawyer would do. She built a case, a criminal case, against a 2,000-year-old mystery. The mainstream theory, buried somewhere in Alexandria's royal quarter, submerged under a modern city of 5 million people. Effectively unreachable, effectively gone. Martinez didn't accept that. 30 miles west of Alexandria, a temple dedicated to Osiris, god of death and resurrection, and to Isis, the goddess Cleopatra believed herself to be. In 2005, after years presenting her case, Martinez received official government permission to excavate. An amateur, a lawyer, digging where no professional had bothered to look. 2006, foundation tablets in ancient Greek and hieroglyphics, confirming the temple was built for Cleopatra's ancestor, dedicated to Isis. Then, over 300 bronze coins, every single one bearing Cleopatra's face. Then, mummies covered in gold leaf, with solid gold tongues placed in their mouths. An Egyptian ritual to allow the dead to speak to Osiris in the afterlife. These were not ordinary burials. Ground-penetrating radar revealed a massive cavity, 30 feet wide, directly beneath the temple entrance. Something is down there. November 2022. 300 feet outside the temple walls, Martinez's team broke through into something no one expected. A tunnel, carved entirely by hand through solid bedrock. 4,265 feet long, leading directly toward the Mediterranean Sea. Inside, ceramic jars from Cleopatra's era, pottery, artifacts. Martinez called in Robert Ballard, the man who found the Titanic and the Egyptian Navy. Together they mapped the seabed. 40 feet below the surface of the Mediterranean, a lost harbor. Stone buildings rising over 20 feet high, polished marble floors, towering columns. In 365 CE, 400 years after Cleopatra's death, a massive earthquake and tsunami struck the Egyptian coast. Ancient chroniclers recorded that entire sections of coastline were swallowed by the sea. Taposiris Magna sat directly in that zone. If Cleopatra's burial chamber existed here, it did not sink by accident. It was pulled into the sea by the same forces that have buried every secret this coast ever held. Dr. Kathleen Martinez is still excavating. In 2025, 20 years after she first broke ground, her team continues to dive the submerged harbor. She has not found the burial chamber. She has not given up. When asked if Cleopatra is there, Martinez says nothing. She just points toward the sea. What did she find that she isn't saying? Here is what we know for certain. Cleopatra VII died on August 12, 30 BC. She was 39 years old. Roman historians confirm she was buried alongside Mark Antony. Augustus himself viewed her body there. And within one generation, that tomb vanished from every historical record. What we know for certain is this: Cleopatra chose how she died. She chose who would bury her. The one thing she could not control was whether the sea would keep her secret forever. 2,000 years of searching, every empire, every expedition, every technology. And the grave of history's most famous queen remains exactly where she may have intended it to be, beyond anyone's reach. If Cleopatra truly chose to vanish, does she deserve to be found? Subscribe if you want to know what they find next, because this story is not over.